Hey, what's going on, guys? This should be a pretty short video today. With all the uncertainty and everything that's going on in the world, I kind of just want to talk about what I think I should do, or maybe what you should do with regards to home improvement type of stuff, which is obviously what this channel is focused on, given everything that's going on in the world right now. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so obviously I can't answer that for you, but hopefully with what I'd like to talk about today, I can give you some clarity. Hopefully I can give myself a little bit of clarity because I'm still questioning what the heck to do. But anyways, if you've been living above ground for the last 2 years, you know the world's been a little crazy for a while. And if you've been paying attention to the news at the end of February 2022, now you know the world's gotten even a little crazier still. So with all of this uncertainty, and prices of materials just being ridiculous, it can be difficult to know what you should do when you have all these different things that you want to do. And that's exactly the situation I found myself in, especially given this YouTube channel that I'm trying to make successful. And maybe I just started this thing at the completely wrong time in just world events, I don't know. But I find myself this year struggling to know what to do. Obviously I have this channel, so if I want for this channel to be successful, I need to be able to do stuff around my house. That's obviously what I've centered my channel around, is home projects. And if I don't want to purchase materials to do home projects, then I don't really have much to put on here. So it's a struggle for me because I had a really big project that I wanted to do this year and I don't know if I'm gonna do it. Just because I don't know if I want to invest that much money in something right now that I don't know if I really need. And in truth, I know that I don't really need it, but I want it really bad. So that's where it's difficult. So if you're like me and you don't just have unlimited funds to do whatever you want, this year, and hopefully only this year, hopefully things really start to get better, but we may really need to focus more heavily on what we prioritize in our lives. Because with so much uncertainty and everything going on, maybe we don't want to invest a great deal of money in things that aren't absolutely necessary. With the cost of materials, with inflation, maybe we need to pull back a little bit and make sure we have a little bit of a cushion in case anything gets worse. So this is kind of where I'm at, and I've been struggling, to be honest, because I don't know the best path forward. Now, thankfully, I have already begun some projects. So to finish those projects, which several of those projects that I've only kind of half done, the reason they've only been half done in part is at least cost of materials. Is I just didn't know with the materials that I wanted to purchase and with the insane prices that they've been recently, I don't know if I want to invest that into it. I'm sitting here waiting, sitting on my hands, hoping these prices will come down, and so far they just haven't. And in some cases they've even gone up. But at least with some of these projects, to finish them, I don't have a great deal of financial resources needed to get them done. So if you're in that same situation, maybe that's something you can think about as well. You don't need to take on a massive project that's gonna cost you thousands and thousands of dollars, because maybe right now is not the best time to invest in that. Especially if it's gonna put you out financially. If you're gonna be a little strapped after doing that, maybe you wanna pull back and hold off on that. It sucks, believe me. I really wanted to get a barn project in this year, and I don't think it's gonna happen. Because even with me doing the work, just the materials alone are ridiculous right now. Just the cost of lumber is insane, and I don't know if I want to put that much in. If the prices do come down a little bit, maybe they'll never come back down to what they were, but I feel like they've gotta come down at least some from what they are now. And that's what I'm holding out for. That's what I'm hoping for, because it's stressing me out thinking that I would spend potentially thousands more on materials. And if I would have just waited like 6 more months, prices would have dropped a good deal and saved me thousands of dollars. I'd be furious. So if you're in a similar boat as I am, maybe take a step back. Think about your needs, your family's needs. If you have a home, if you have a family just like I do, maybe what's best right now is to think about what is most necessary for you. If you have some small projects, things that you've been wanting to do, that don't require a great deal of financial resources and it's not gonna hurt you at all, go for it. That's kind of where I'm at. I can accomplish some stuff that I've been wanting to do without putting in thousands and thousands of dollars, and it would benefit us in our home. But maybe what's best for you and your family, if you've had these big projects, is to pull back, have a little patience. It sucks, patience. Patience is a virtue, but patience can really suck sometimes. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that have just had big projects they've wanted to do for quite a while. And everything that's going on right now has just made it so much harder. And all we've wanted for years is to be able to do this. But just try and think about what's most important in your lives right now. Where do you need to be focusing your financial resources at? If that's just holding on to those resources, making sure that you have stuff set aside in case things get stupid. Now, I'm not talking about like bug out bags and freeze-dried food, at least not yet, nothing crazy. But if gas prices keep on getting higher, if the cost of groceries just keeps on going up, obviously we're gonna have to pull back from these unnecessary things that we might want, but it's just getting harder and harder to afford to do. And maybe you actually have the financial resources to do it, but it's just not the smartest thing to do right now. That's where I know I am. I could do some of these things. I just don't think it's the smartest thing to do right now. Because one, I'd be spending more than I might otherwise have to, and I could get us a little more strapped than I wanna be. I don't wanna be in a position where I ever need to struggle if I don't have to. Obviously, if things get really crazy, then there's only so much you can do. We only have the resources that we have. Now, in saying all of this, I do have some materials already purchased that I purchased actually a few months back. You can see a little bit of some behind me. So I have some projects coming up that I do actually really need, and thankfully I already have those materials on hand. And I have some others that I'm finally gonna be finishing that I'm really excited about. This one behind me, thankfully, I think temperatures are starting to slowly get warmer, and which is what I've been waiting for this. So hopefully in the not too distant future, this one will get finished. My gym is finally gonna be getting finished here real soon, and I'm super excited about that. I can't wait for you guys to see it, because my second gym video, maybe I'll link that in here right now, because that's so far been my most popular video. So hopefully my final finishing of the gym will be liked by many of you as well. But that's coming up. I finally got some materials to finish that. And there's another thing maybe I can talk about, is to finish that, I've had to compromise a little. I had to purchase some wall material that was never on my mind to do. But after doing my storage area, which is a video that should be coming up here real soon, I used a material in that I thought was better than I expected it would be, or never even really had in my mind to use, but it just happened to be the most affordable material of that material type for me to use. So I started thinking, well, you know what, maybe I have to compromise a little bit for my gym with what I've wanted to do to get it done, to finally have it finished, and at least have a material that's similar, but not exactly the same, not exactly what I wanted. So that might be something you have to think about too for any projects you might have. Maybe there is something you really want to do, you have the money to do it, but maybe you might need to compromise, at least in material, a little bit. So I would just say, compromise where you can, compromise where you're willing, but if there's an aspect of it, a part of it that you're just thinking, no, I don't want to compromise on this, I know we ultimately wouldn't be happy with it. If there's certain compromises you're not willing to make, then maybe you just need to hold off on that project. If you have some that you can do, but maybe it'd be better for you to make some compromises here or there just with material choice, maybe that's something you can do. If you find something that would perform the same job, but it's cheaper, it's not exactly what you wanted, but it's not of the utmost importance, then that might be something you need to think about. That's what I've had to do. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be perfect, it's not gonna be exactly what I want, but it's gonna do the job, and I think I'll be happy enough with it. So those projects are coming up. I can't wait for you guys to see some of that stuff. I hope you enjoy them. I hope you enjoy them enough to like and subscribe. Just saying. But I think that's all I have for you guys today. I hope some of this was useful. Maybe it's helped me just to talk about it out loud. But I think what's most important for a lot of us right now is just to figure out what's necessary for us right now. Figure out what we need, and if we don't need it, then maybe it just needs to be set aside for now. If we have food on our plates, if we have clothes on our bodies and a roof over our heads, maybe that's good enough right now. We don't need extraneous projects that we want to do, but maybe we just need to focus on what we and our families need most right now, which might just be security. So I'll just leave you with that, guys. Thanks so much for watching. God bless. I can't reach.